Thank you for downloading this week's episode of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. I'm Glenn here with Steve. Stay tuned for our interview with Ethan Carter III of TNA, a Cleveland native.
Yeah, EC3.
He is the first two-timer on the show.
Yeah, that's amazing. We've been two-timed in the good way.
So he's going to be coming up very shortly here on this show for this week. But next week, we have an announcement that we are giving away tickets to NXT here in Cleveland on March 6th. So you got to stay tuned and listen next week as we will give you instructions on how to acquire these tickets and join us as we will be partying it up at the Agora on March 6th.
That's a big announcement. We are the only This Is Awesome Wrestling Show in Cleveland that I know of giving these tickets away. So you should probably only listen to us.
So you have to follow us on Twitter, Glenmore CLE.
The Steve Guy. Can't forget that.
And also CLE Sound. And next week during the show, we will tell you how to acquire these tickets.
Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Yes, it's that time of week again, the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show here in February.
Whoop, whoop.
As we are also on the fast lane to WrestleMania.
Life in the fast lane. You were ready for it this time.
You gotta have that like ready to go, like with a little sound clip.
Yeah.
For the show.
We don't need a sound clip. We have me.
Now, you're just like, who's that comedian that does all the voices? You are the Bray Wyatt of the show.
Oh, yeah.
You're the Vince.
Like Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, you are the Frank Caliendo of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.
I don't know if I'm that good at it, but...
Pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate
Bray Wyatt's
that.
pretty good.
Well,
You gotta save it, though, for the right time. Last week he told Seth Rollins,
what to do, how to handle things.
Snapchat. It was amazing. All right. NXT Redemption was last week.
Rival.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rival. Redemption's coming up.
It was good.
It was amazing. Kevin Owens won the NXT title. They had some great matches throughout the show. Owens and Sami Zayn, a great match. Like I said, Owens wins. The Divas four-way was amazing.
Yeah, can we say how underrated that is? I mean, they let them go. Charlotte jumping over the top rope, take out all three of the other Divas in that match. Well, I don't know if they're considered Divas in NXT, but man, the moves they were pulling, I was so impressed. I was like, this is like watching the guys.
NXT, since they have started doing their live shows on the WWE Network, they have really taken the eyes, I think, off of Raw, and NXT has kind of been the staple point of the WWE product, and now they're going to take it around on tour. NXT is going to be here in Cleveland March 6th. Be sure to tune in next week for tickets, like we said, beginning of the show. Oh, really quick, Ethan Carter III is going to be on the show as well.
Yeah.
We got to mention that. Ethan Carter will be on in about 20 minutes.
From TNA.
Yeah, from TNA. He was also with WWE. We're going to talk with him. He is our first two-time interview on the show.
Yeah, and this week he is going to be a part of AIW's show. I choose you.
That's enough choose, yeah.
Yeah. He's a part of the big six-man tag match in that, going up against a team led by last week's guest, Johnny Gargano, which should be exciting. Johnny, all sorts of trash talking last week on EC3 about not showing up for previous AIW matches, and lo and behold, there was some question if he would show up this week to this match. EC3 couldn't show up to the interview. We're going to do this over the phone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, will Johnny hold true again?
The weather is bad here in Cleveland. It is snowing.
We'll give him that.
And he's doing the heel thing.
I just love the smack talk from him.
But EC3 will be on the show coming up here shortly, so stay tuned. And next week, we have an announcement as well. We're going to have a NXT roster superstar member of NXT. We're going to be on the show.
We don't know who yet.
We don't know.
We'll tweet out the excitement to you when we find out.
But they will be on the show to promote NXT here in Cleveland. We are giving away tickets on next week's show, so make sure you download next week's show when we tell you how to win these tickets. We're giving away a bunch of tickets to NXT here in Cleveland at the Agora Theater, March 6th. Now, like I said, NXT is turning a lot of heads, and there has been a report that the WWE main roster is upset.
Very unhappy.
Because, and this is what I want to say, because NXT... They get 2 hours, but it's not rushed. It doesn't feel rushed like the 3 hours on Raw.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great matches, some great moves. These guys seem to be able to do a lot more in the ring. And like the production of the show.
Yeah, the matches are longer.
Yeah.
There's no easy, like you don't know that the squash match is coming.
Yeah.
They're building stories properly, like how Raw used to.
And it's not full with, BS segments in the ring and half an hour here, a long break. And I also like the camera work where they have kind of like before the guy comes out, they show him backstage like a big fight, kind of like a UFC MMA kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Almost like when Goldberg used to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I like that a lot. So they've been using some new techniques, and as what you want to say about Triple H when it comes to the main roster and his buddies and the old buddy network with guys coming back, and
he's doing a hell of a job with NXT.
He's doing a great job with NXT.
Yeah, I will say, I didn't like the ending to Rival. Kevin Owens just beating down Sid with all the power bombs.
I love it.
But that's like they're trying to turn him into Brock Lesnar, and let's just be honest, he's not. That's like a Brock Lesnar kind of move. I don't know. I wanted a better pin. I wanted an awesome, like, dramatic pin or something in that match. Because while it's astounding that Kevin Owens has come in and dominated over the course of 2 months, it's still only been 2 months. He's not Brock Lesnar. Let's be honest. You can't just run through guys and just power bomb him halfway to death and it's be done. I mean, that's just, he's a big guy, which Vince loves, but he's a big guy in a different way.
Yeah.
He's got the body type of Bubba Ray Dudley before he left for TNA. Let's be honest.
Come on. Owens is not, he is different. They're not gonna, he's a beast. He's a big guy. All right. He is a man that's gonna take NXT by storm. And my prediction at our New Year's podcast show that we did, I predicted the list of champions this year.
Yeah.
WWE champions. He is going to be one. And I guarantee he will be one by the end of this year. He will be on the main roster. He's already doing house shows.
I wish people could see how passionate
you want to
Glenn
know
Moore.
why?
He is your hero. He's your hero. You know he is.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because I am going to try to be a professional wrestler.
There it is.
All right.
There's the major announcement, folks. Forget AIW. Forget the giving away NXT tickets. Forget forget anything we've mentioned before in terms of announcements. But the big announcement this week is that Glenn Moore is going to take classes. Cleveland All Pro Wrestling?
No, at AIW.
AIW is wrestling, yeah.
AIW. Johnny Gargano is going to be my trainer.
I couldn't remember what they were calling them. Yeah.
I'm thinking next month I'm going to do it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm a big guy. I'm not some chiseled guy like EC3.
Listen, are you going to be doing some swantons off the top rope?
I can do it.
I'm
athletic.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
I like that one. I can do it. I'm athletic too. I'm going to try.
You want to come do commentary when I do
Absolutely.
training?
Of course I do.
I want to document everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to document. We're going to talk about. It's going to be part of the show. I'm going to write about it. I'm going to take pictures, video. I want to document it because if I turn 50, I say, man, I should try to be a wrestler.
You're pounding on everything in here right now.
I'm upset, but Kevin Owens is he's buff.
I feel like I'm sitting across from you, and we are in the midst of a Monday Night Raw contract signing, and I'm about to go through this desk or table right now.
I'm going to call you out. My first match is going to be against Steve Guy.
I'm not even trained.
Doesn't matter. It'll be a squash match.
I'll win.
Disqualification.
I will be an advocate, of course.
I already got my entrance music ready. I need a name, and I'm going to be a powerful guy. I'm going to use a spear as my finishing move like everybody else does.
Yeah?
No spear. It's going to be unique.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be very unique.
Could it be the Samoan Slam?
It's going to be a choke slam. It's delayed choke slam. I don't know. All right. But I'm saying Kevin Owens is... We'll plenty of time to talk about this.
Yeah. He's good, though.
I want to make official announcement.
He's definitely good. He's definitely entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole NXT thing was entertaining. It was... Now, interestingly enough, after seeing that, and all the news that we saw about morale being kind of low with the Monday Night Raw guys or WWE main event guys, those are all just shows. Main roster guys. There you go. This past Monday was quite entertaining.
It was.
Do you feel like somebody went to Vince and they were like, hey, man, this NXT stuff's way better than us. We want this opportunity. And Vince was like, what's this NXT stuff you're talking about?
Is this on the network?
What? Who put this show on my network?
Hey, boss.
Hey, that's our minor league.
Dad,
and then they just totally changed it out. And so then he was like, we got to have a better show. And then they did. I mean, Monday Night Raw, I'm not going to lie to you. I was entertained beginning to end this week.
There's lots of... It got me excited for Fastlane. The brawl at the end...
Yeah, I love a good old-fashioned brawl.
Yeah, I like...
They're like, hey, we're going to shake hands, but not really. And then they turned away and then went back at it. Anytime you can get, like, 15 referees out there and having to break them up,
it was great to get, like, Norman Smiley out there.
Yeah.
Because he was out there breaking it up.
Yeah. And then they were going through the crowd and then back through and then over the announce table. It was awesome. It was like... at the end, I loved the announcers played it off very well. Michael Cole was like basically like wrapping up the show, and there was kind of like that silence, and then JBL was like, "Hold on a second there, Michael." And then they went at it. I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Other things that went on was the Primetime Players
reunion,
possibly. Yeah, I like it because
didn't they know that the Raw reunion show already happened?
Come on, I like it. I liked them as a tag team. When Abraham Washington got fired, that tag team went to crap.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
Yeah, come on. With Goldust and Stardust breaking up, they got to have another tag team.
Got to have a new tag team.
And I like it. I like Titus O'Neil as a big guy.
Does that mean no more Slater Gator?
That's stupid. That's a gimmick. You can't take him seriously.
Heath Slater cut all his hair off, too. I don't know where he goes now.
You cannot. The three-man band was great. 3MB.
Three-man band! I love it.
It was great. I love Heath. He was a great guy. Yeah. Then they fired 2 of the band members, and he's by himself. He's a lone guy.
No more Slater Gator?
If you watch the JBL and Cole show on YouTube, Heath Slater's like a regular on it. He's amazing on there. So if you want to watch Heath Slater, you can watch the YouTube show.
Oh, well then fair enough. Also on Raw, as much as everybody dogs him, I loved the other brawl that we saw at the beginning. John Cena and Rusev. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a John Cena match.
I'm really kind of pumped about Fastlane right now.
Because what are they going to do with that? They're going to have Cena go over clean, or they have Rusev win, and then rematch at WrestleMania? Obviously,
I feel like this is a 2-match feud now. It's a feud. We are building feuds. I think that's the best part. I think no matter who wins, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, I feel like that's a feud that you can carry out for a while. Like, we've been sitting here waiting and talking about what are the next big feuds. It always takes 2 guys to carry. You think The Rock versus Stone Cold, the Rock versus Triple H, and that going on forever, and somebody against The Undertaker, Stone Cold and The Undertaker and Mankind. All these rivals that just went on forever. You're like, well, who are the rivals right now? Really? Randy Orton and John Cena, that's it? But now this is great. I mean, at first, I couldn't see, realistically, a Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns feud.
Yeah.
I can now. That was awesome. I want it to continue.
And I love how they tease Reigns as a heel. And then what kind of... Even Daniel Bryan a little bit.
Daniel Bryan teased as a heel.
They're teasing both.
Yeah, he was being a jerk.
Which is great. I love both of that aspect of it. And I think I'd rather have Daniel Bryan win and go to Mania to face Lesnar. But then I'm not okay with Reigns still. I like him. If he comes out as a heel, I like it. I'm a bad guy kind of guy. But
I don't know. This kind of makes me...
I'm excited for the match, though. WrestleMania, if it's... Either way, I'm like, but they are building up, the mid-card. You're going to have Goldust versus Stardust for WrestleMania. That's going to happen. Miz versus Mizdow is going to happen. My dream WrestleMania cards.
A lot of issues coming out of that one. Miz and Mizdow.
That's great. That is probably the longest-running gimmick that has really... steadily increase in interest.
But you could only do this one for so much longer to make it believable, right? Because Mizdow's got to get pissed off at some point being somebody's assistant.
It ends at WrestleMania, which I think is long. And I think Mizdow gets the win over Miz. I hate to say that.
Yeah, I think he turns, obviously, before.
Yeah. He is starting to turn a little bit.
Yeah.
You see it, but he's not fully.
No.
They have to draw it out because they can't do Fastlane because it'll be stupid.
Yeah.
WrestleMania... Do some big entrance with Miz, and then have one for Mizdow, maybe copying it, and Miz gets upset.
Would it be a shame is that if they spent all this time telling this story, and that's a match you put on WrestleMania kickoff?
Oh, it'd be terrible. That'd be awful.
Just foresee that happening. Also,
just put the Ascension on to kick off with against the primetime players.
Oh, those primetime players you were so excited about 2 minutes ago.
They haven't earned their due yet. They got to get back on the thick of things.
What did you like Darren Young's new haircut and facial hair?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. It looked odd at me. It's fine. Meanwhile, though, Also, how about what? I don't know what else to say about his haircut. It looked weird. It's fine.
Either way, his look is different. It's unique.
It reminds me of Adam Sandler. Don't mess with the Zohan.
Come on,
That's what he looks like.
Guy.
I want Darren Young's new move to put his foot in somebody's face and be like, no.
But I'm glad the primetime players are back. Hopefully, because I think the tag team needs some new blood.
Yeah, but okay. Aside from them, also at Raw, Dean Ambrose got
that was unique. Yeah.
Bad News Barrett to sign the contract. A couple things there. That's the only one spot where Miz kind of messed up, right? Because he made the deal with Bad News Barrett, but then he just ran away when Miz showed up. And I feel like, oh, please don't. I mean, you could kind of go Miz and Barrett feud there, but hopefully they don't. But sometimes I don't like how WWE treats us like children. Like, we're supposed to suspend belief and be like, oh, yeah, B&B for Bad News Barrett is totally a legal signature on a contract.
No judge is going to hold that up in a court.
But I do like the fact that Wade Barrett even goes like, that's not even my signature.
This is illegal.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, that's probably accurate. I don't think that B&B shows up as an accurate name.
But I like the way Ambrose did that. I mean, it's unique. It's fun. And
zip tie him.
Yeah, that was good.
It's very 50 Shades of Grey of him.
And it's so Ambrose. It is so Ambrose.
He's saying that Dean Ambrose should have played Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey? I didn't see it. I did see the movie. Did you see it this weekend?
No, I'm not going to
just checking. I don't know. You never know. I didn't know if that was on your to-do list.
It is. We're going to do a podcast and review it.
We did have Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. With Beth Forbidden.
But his boys still fought anyway.
Yeah.
Although you did see Stardust kind of go back to Cody a little bit, doing the crossroads.
Embarrassment of my polka-dotted father. and my son brother, that's just a failure.
What I love is when Dusty, you heard all the stuff going out about how he didn't like Goldust being Goldust in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And he took issue with that, like he was too flamboyant or something. But it's like, dude, you wore polka dots. What do you mean?
That's embarrassing because when you watch those rivalry shows with him and Flair, this guy was a badass. And then he's coming out in WWE with WWF back in the day and polka dots. Makes you less of a man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear polka dots when I train to be a wrestler.
Or might as well wear face paint if you're going to do that.
No, I
want to see you in the polka dots.
No. Now, my question, when I become this wrestler, are you going to interview me on the show? Am I going to be a guest on the show?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you go. A lot of good matches in general in the Raw. I mean, I'm just thinking through it as we talk, and I know we're kind of speeding through it because we have EC3 on, and pushing the AIW show, which is gonna be awesome this weekend. But Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, keep saying I want to see that rivalry build. Man, a great match there again, and I just want to see that continue. There's so much right there. Just keep telling the stories.
Well, they have they have years to do that, dude.
I know, but that's perfect. That
don't let us spoil.
That Seth Rollins is this, of all the feuds that we can watch with Seth Rollins, with Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose, just the quality of match that you can get out of Ziggler and Rollins is amazing. And there's already a story there, and Ziggler continuing to be the guy that the authority shoves down, and Seth Rollins being the authority's boy. I love that Ziggler asked him how his Valentine's Day was. I was like, oh, man, what else is he going to say?
But the years, if they book that right, that can be something to watch for years. And we haven't seen the return.
That's what they need to do.
Randy Orton, no return for him yet.
Do you still think he's going to return at Fastlane, which is coming up this weekend?
Something has to happen soon.
Is it going to be? Well, we still don't know all the matches for Fastlane.
I think they're going to be a 6-man. They're probably going to have on Well, do we know what happens on SmackDown?
Oh, we forgot to look it up before we started doing this.
Keep talking. I'll look it up right now.
Oh, all right. Well, while you look up what's happening on SmackDown, folks, I want to tell you about AIW wrestling this weekend. You'll hear more of it from EC3. He and Johnny Gargano I'm going to look forward to that match. 6-man tag match, dudes on TV, plus some of the local heroes. A great championship match that they're going to have. Tim Dunst, part of that. Love when the crowd at AIW show just starts chanting Tim F. Dunst. It's a great time there. Plus Chris Sabin will be there. Colt Cabana, the man formerly known as Kurt Hawkins, also going to be there. Just going to be a great show in general. Tickets still on sale for that. Don't forget. John Thorne, president of AIW, one of the creators, was here last week. What else can I say besides that's going to be fantastic? But meanwhile, then flipping back to WWE.
Yeah, I think
SmackDown spoilers.
I think it's going to be what you're going to have: Ziggler, Ryback, Eric Rowan versus Rollins and Kane and Big Show. Probably a 6-man tag. Then maybe
against Kane and Big
Orton
Show
comes in.
Not J&J security.
Yeah, I don't think J&J will be at Rick's side, but they will be a factor. Goldust and Stardust are going to wrestle at Fastlane.
I did see that they were going to try to move that up, maybe.
So maybe they'll do Goldust versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Could be.
That could be something. And these Bray Wyatt promos, before we go to our interview with EC3, Bray Wyatt, I mean, these promos are excellent.
And they still seem to point towards The Undertaker.
But who knows?
We have not confirmed that.
I can't wait.
I really think he's just pretending to be old and decrepit at this point, just so it can be more of a shock to everybody when he does show up.
Maybe it's about Kane.
No.
What if Undertaker can't go? It's Kane versus Bray Wyatt. The old Kane comes back. I would love that.
No.
I would buy in.
All right.
Old Kane with a mask.
Maybe CM Punk comes back.
Well, that could be something too.
That would be amazing.
All right, let's go to our interview with EC3 joining us right after the break. We'll be talking with him about TNA, meeting Vince McMahon for the first time, and also AIW, which is this Friday here in Cleveland.
Yeah, and what he thinks about Johnny Gargano talking trash.
Dudes on TV.
Yeah.
This Friday here in Cleveland. So stay tuned at the break. Our interview with EC3 of TNA. Thanks for downloading this week's show, but we want to hear from you. Send your questions, comments, or concerns to me, Glenn. The email is glenn@clesound.com. That's glenn@clesound.com. And your question could be read during the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, EC3.
Welcome back. This is Awesome Wrestling Show. Now let's go to the phone line. A man who is making a second appearance on the show. He is the first guy to be a two-timer on the show. That's how awesome he is.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. This is my introduction.
Trying to throw it to you, bud.
This was the first time. This was the first interview that I missed for the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, which became a trend.
EC3 joining us. He is a Cleveland native. He's on TNA. You might remember on WBE, but he's making his mark in TNA. He will be in town this Friday for AIW's I Choose You.
It's a lot of choose.
This Friday. Tickets are still available. AIWrestling.com. Guys can check it out. General admission tickets, and we'll be watching EC3 in action. Now, EC3, we had Johnny Gargano here in studio last week.
He's talking smack.
Talking some smack to you.
He was telling us about how this 6-man tag match has originated because you essentially, I mean, in his words, kind of bailed on a couple previous AIW shows, and you were supposed to go up against him. So he's looking forward to this. I don't know if that's true story to you in terms of the bailing or what, but he definitely was talking all sorts of trash, wondering if you were even going to make it to the show this week.
Well, first off, let me say it's an honor to be the first two-time guest on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. I am so awesome. I do, in fact, have that word tattooed on my left butt cheek. And yes, what else were we talking about? TNA is doing swimmingly on TV because I am a dude on TV, and I know I've let Johnny Gargano down by not competing against him earlier, but that was due to me having a severe bicep injury due to training, so I look good on TV because I am a dude who is on TV. Something Johnny Gargano isn't super familiar with, which I mean I understand. He's great. I mean he's probably the best big fish in a small pond. I'll give him all the credit in the world. And as much as I wanted to beat him at the last AIW show I attended, I couldn't. And this time though, I am almost medically fully cleared. That's how much of a hero I am. I'm going into this still with a disadvantage. And myself, Ray Rowe, and my dearest friend DJ Z, also from TNA, all three dudes on TV, will be victorious against the ragtag group of local heroes, I guess, so to speak.
Local heroes. That used to be a bar right across from Progressive Field. It didn't go well either.
Now, EC3, you started your wrestling career here in Cleveland, obviously being from the Cleveland area, AIW. So this kind of has a little like, way back when you started. What I think it was like 6-7 years ago. Yeah. You started here at AIW. So this is kind of like a homecoming for you. I know you had stints here and there, but you're coming back to Cleveland able to compete.
It's almost like you're LeBron.
Yeah, I would call it a homecoming if I was like happy about it, but not, because it's seemingly being the founding father of AIW. I mean, I'm on the Mount Rushmore of that place. I rarely get the respect I deserve. I don't know why, because I sacrificed my body just like anyone else had. I risked it all. I mean, I'm sorry I went off and had success and, a career doing things that make me money and, do things so I can buy a house, buy a car, live a nice life. I'm sorry I did that instead of, stayed home, lived with my mom, and kept doing AIW. But it's not necessarily homecoming as much as it's a proving ground, because AIW, in my absence, has definitely flourished as a top independent promotion, especially in this area. And, I just like to be awesome at everything. And this is the Awesome Wrestling Show. I'm going to say I'm going to be awesome this Friday at Mount Carmel, and victorious because I'm awesome and I do it on TV.
Now you're on, obviously, like I said, you're on TV. You're on TNA. You've been on WWE. You've been in big crowds. I know you started your career doing indies and worked your way up. Now, I know TNA lets you do these shows. Unlike WWE, where they don't let you do it. They don't let you go out to indie shows. But TNA lets you do that. They don't let you breathe over there, so it's fine. Whatever, I'm very happy. But is it adjustment for you, or does it matter if you're performing in front of 500 people or a few thousand people or even 10,000 people when you go overseas? Is it adjustment for you, or doesn't really matter?
Well, I mean, I guess the guy who's trying to suck up the fans and be like, well, every time I go out there, I'm going to try my best, and if there's 30 people or 30,000, I'm going to try just as hard as I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Here's what I do. I wrestle not for the people in attendance, but I wrestle for a red light. A red light on top of a camera that broadcasts people, my image, my diamond image, on TV. So, will there be a camera at this show? Yes. Will it be recorded for DVD, possibly to purchase? I don't know. But as long as there's a camera there, you will get my full 100% effort.
We are talking to Ethan Carter III from TNA, but he will be gracing us with his presence this week at AIW's Choose You show. Your name being Ethan Carter III, any truth to the rumor that Glenn and I were discussing earlier? We heard through the grapevine that you may or may not be related to Sean Carter, a.k.a. Mr. Beyonce Knowles. Is that accurate? Can you clarify that for us?
Well, I mean, we're probably a relation is not as much blood as it is Illuminati, but that's the extent of our.
That's great. Obviously, you've really flourished in TNA, and the one thing about TNA is here in Cleveland is that it's hard.
We don't really get to see it.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to see you. And I know that you guys were on Spike. Now you're on Destination America. Is that what you hear with people saying, "Well, I would love to watch, but my TV package doesn't have Destination America"? Is that discouraging for you, or like I said, you're just going to go out there and perform, no matter who's watching?
It could be, but what we're doing now is we're building something awesome, and if you've been fortunate enough to be able to see our product, I think since we jumped up to Destination America, it's been pretty good and cohesive and telling stories and being really good and being solid top to bottom, as much as we're at an advantage where we don't have to worry as much about trying to draw numbers as we can telling good stories, which I think we're doing really well. And, I was just at the gym and I ran into one of my many uncles, and he said, I'm trying to get Destination America, but Time Warner is giving me a hassle with it. It's not discouraging that we're not going to try as hard, but I just know that TNA has made the right call because we're part of Discovery Networks, which is one of, if not the top cable network in the world. Good things are coming, and they're very happy with us. We're very happy with them. I think this is going to be a dream relationship and keep getting better every week.
I hope to watch it soon. Of course, I don't have cable, Glenn. You know how that goes.
Yeah, but you can, I mean, like I said, you guys are getting great numbers anyway since you guys switched. And like I said, it's the product from, like you said, head to toe when you're able to watch it rivals, I think, WB programming if you're a wrestling fan.
Oh, I think the TNA in terms of wrestling has always had fantastic wrestling.
Right.
And the in-ring storytelling ability has always been fantastic, and there have been some, not state of the art, I don't know what to say, but match styles have just been insane that they've come up with. Loved all of it.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's worth watching, and definitely with TNA. And if you're not a fan of WB product with the whole production in 3 hours and social media and all that stuff, but Ethan, when you do, you're living in Florida, you come up here to Cleveland, and I know I read online that TNA, we talked about it before, TNA is letting you guys go out and be able to do indie shows and to get paid on and do shows like this. Is that to keep morale up for you guys because of maybe because of Destination America? It's you guys are building that brand on that network, but letting you guys go out and do your own thing. Is that obviously it helps you getting paid and be able to have more eyes on you, but WWE doesn't do that. Is that more for morale, or is that how do you look at that?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for anybody, but my morale is sky high because they pay me exceptionally well, and I'm doing fantastic things for them, and it's a great relationship, and I love them very much. I mean, doing things like indies or any sort of outside appearances, stuff of that nature, I think what's cool about TNA, too, is you can build yourself as a brand, and they allow it. You're not their property as much as you're your own businessman, and I can get gigs. I could be, a TV commercial where I'm cleaning a toilet, and they'd be totally cool with it and think that's fun, as opposed to going elsewhere where I can use my celebrity to do something great and then shoot it down because they don't profit off of it. TNA is awesome. A lot of people do other things, and that's cool. I think that answers your question. Doing indies, like earlier when I said working camera, like indies are cool because there's fans that love wrestling and they're there, and it's always fun, and it's always a different environment, and you're allowed to. I don't want to say wrestling on TV isn't fun because I'm a dude on TV and I'm having fun every time I wrestle on TV because I always win. But there's a little more freedom to have experiment, so to speak, in matches that you're doing on the indies. So I think it's cool because you get to satisfy both your career and your need to be on TV with doing TNA. Plus, on a weekend, if you want to get out there and do something, that's cool too. Yeah.
So
I can go put a wig on and wrestle as Ellis Carter III, and it'll be funny.
So you wouldn't do that toilet cleaning commercial? Is that what you're saying? Or you would? I feel like it would be the most awesome toilet cleaning commercial in the world. You could accomplish that.
Yeah, I don't know the guidelines of language on This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, but my name would be Jim Shit, and you fix your toilet. Well, I guess you might have to beat that, so Jim Skidmark. Whatever, yeah, I don't know. Clean the toilet. I don't know why I came up with that. How did I come up with cleaning a toilet while I'm sitting in a car outside of a restaurant, covered in sweat from working out, yet freezing because I had the heat off so I can hear you guys on my phone? I love it. I love Ohio, and I love wrestling, and I love this show. It's awesome.
We love that you were awesome enough to at least sacrifice all that.
All right, I have to ask you, because we asked Johnny this last week, and it turned into a really funny story because Johnny, his first stint in WWE when he came out in suspenders and he wrestled. Yeah. It was
Cedric Von Hassen.
Yeah, and we asked him, what was his first meeting like with Vince McMahon? Now we're going to ask you, what was your first meeting like with Vince McMahon, and what transpired when you first met him?
Well, Vince McMahon, this is ironic, loved me, and he loved my crazy hair, and we did some god-awful cologne commercial. That was a Mark Henry cologne, and he produced and hand-wrote every bit of that segment, and he laughed hysterically when we were doing it, so he thought it was awesome, and then, I was never on Raw again, so I guess it wasn't that good. But, he was I have nothing but respect, and the guy was cool, and he's always a straight shooter. You know, I can't say that about everyone in that company, but Vince will always tell you like it is. So.
Now, how was it?
I like that. That's
How? Now, when you went to TNA, what was the first thing you noticed from the locker room, or even just the atmosphere at TNA, coming from WWE when it's in that bubble and everything doesn't exist outside of WWE, and you're coming to TNA? What was the first thing you noticed yourself?
Yeah, it's a little more relaxed. It's not the walking on eggshells. It's not the constant fear of people going to stab you in the back for their personal gain, because for some reason that's the atmosphere that's bred in WWE sometimes. Relaxed is cool. They were very welcoming, especially to a new guy, which is, it's hard coming in as a new person, and everyone was nothing but cool to me, and see more, I don't want to say, because I have great friends from WWE, still do, but more of a brotherness, I guess.
A brotherness. There you go. Two names we kind of want to ask you about went and had quite the success in TNA, and one of which is considered a legend in professional wrestling on television in general, but it pops back up into the WWE realm. But we don't always get to talk to people who have been in the ring with them. Give us a little feedback in terms of working with guys like Sting and, of course, at the time, Bully Ray, now back to Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah, let me start with the Stinger. I mean, you're a child, you're growing up in the early 90s and late 80s and such, and you don't know what you're watching, but it's wrestling, and you don't understand it, but you're attracted to that guy, and you see him, and then you grow up.
Yeah.
He's still doing it, and then next thing you know, you're in the ring standing next to him, and it's pretty surreal. It's cool. I think we got a broach on this before. Whoops, I just turned my wipers on. But what I appreciate the most on working with him was just, I guess, the creative aspect and the speaking part of it, because I had a lot of fun. First off, being in the ring with him, and it was the first time when he came out to confront me in the ring for the first time, I felt the difference of what it's like to be, quote, over, and then what it's like to actually be, quote, over, because there was just a different buzz, a different atmosphere, and like the fans, there's a certain electricity I can't really describe about it.
Is there like almost like a starstruck moment, growing up watching that as a kid, and then all of a sudden you're in the ring face to face with them like that?
It wasn't starstruck as much as, because I'm not the guy I talked to before, but as much as feeling what it's like to be a real star in the industry, because it emanated from him. So that's super cool. And then, it's almost the same thing with Bully / Bubba going over there, except that what's fun about that, in addition to everything I said, because it's pretty much spot on and the same, being able to hit each other with stuff and do the table thing, and work with Bully. I got a chance to work with him on live events a lot, where you learn a lot from being in the ring with a guy like that who's just a true pro, who's been around, and it makes you better just being in the ring with him. So I'm very appreciative for both of those opportunities. I'm very appreciative I beat them both, so that's cool.
All right, we'll let you go, buddy. I know you're waiting to eat here in the Cleveland weather. It's going to be like -15 outside the next couple of days.
Well, don't tell him that. He might not go to. He might fly back to Florida and not go to AIW.
He has to go to AIW.
Yeah,
John
if it really
Thorne
be
said he has
-15, that shouldn't deter anyone from coming to choose you. Live this Friday at 7:30, courtesy of Absolute Intense Wrestling. No, but this is going to be a great show. There's a bunch of great talent booked, in addition to myself, Raymond Rowe of Ring of Honor, and DJ Z from TNA, against Alex Daniels and Johnny Gargano and Josh Prohibition. Kurt Hawkins is going to be there, a.k.a. Brad Myers, and Cliff Compton, and I'm sure they're going to do something ridiculous. Pretty sure I'm teenage, not him. AIW champion Tim Donst will be there, and Christian Faye. It's going to be a great show. They always put on a good product. I really think they're building something great. The fans are always into it. It's cool. It's one of the few indies I really truly enjoy doing. And I'm gonna do it on TV, and I'm gonna win. And I guess that's it.
Will you have any T-shirts to sell?
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, I need to sell quite a few because someone booked me on a airline that I don't have status for, so I need to clear some room in my one bag so I can put my other bag in there. So yeah, buy some shirts.
All right. Please tell me
I'll give you a $5 discount if you mention the This Is Awesome Wrestling show.
Oh, okay. There you go. A little incentive, folks.
We have the EC3 shirt.
They will be available, yes.
Right.
Oh, Glenmore's sold already.
I need one. I definitely need one of those. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you Friday. We'll see you Friday at the show. And thanks, like always, for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, Glenn, I can't wait to stretch you because you're a wrestler now.
I'm going to be. I'm going to do it, man.
All right.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Later.
A man of steel, a fast machine. My pockets full of ka-ching and bling. Greatness is my only destiny.
Excellent interview with EC3, our first two-time interview guest on the show. He'll be Friday, like I said, Friday here in Cleveland. If you guys want to come out and watch EC3
Are we gonna start like a like SNL? You have the 5 Timers Club for the hosts. Are we gonna give everybody little cards?
I'm sure EC3 will be in it. Gargano will probably be, in it too.
I loved his smack talk back to Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Oh man, Johnny, I hope Johnny's listening to this. We're gonna have to tweet him like
gonna
crazy.
Be a great show. I've never really gotten indies until like recently, so I'm
gotta tell you, AIW puts on a fantastic show. I've been to multiple shows there with my buddy Chris Van Vliet before he left for warmer pastures,
Florida,
on South Beach there.
Yeah.
But always have had a great time. I mean, really hasn't been a boring match. All sorts of different kinds of matches.
Yeah.
Every match pretty exciting there. Plus the hot dog stand. Can't beat the hot dog stand. Also, side note, EC3 and I didn't get to mention, same birthday,
there
guys.
You go.
We were born 1 year apart, actually.
He's older than you?
Yeah.
So he's older by a year.
Yeah.
We could talk to him Friday.
I'm going to tell him all about it.
Yeah.
Like, we're birthday bros.
Be a cool dude.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I don't know what that means.
Like I said, AIW this Friday. I choose you. Go to AIWrestling.com for more information if you're in the Cleveland area. And you can see EC3. Colt Cabana will be there. And we're going to be there with some interviews. So look forward to our future shows as we'll be broadcasting these interviews. And also, next week, we'll be hitting hard NXT here in Cleveland, March 6th.
Yeah.
We're giving away tickets. We're going to probably have a pre-show party around the Agora Theater.
Woo!
Get a chance to
somewhere
mingle.
In Cleveland.
Yeah, somewhere in Cleveland. And we'll have...
your house. Could be.
No. We'll have a party, able to hang out with you guys, and we're giving away tickets. So what more better way to spend your Friday night NXT than spend it with us?
Yeah.
And make sure you listen to next week's show as we'll be giving you instructions how to get these tickets and where, how, when, and we're going to weigh a bunch of pair of tickets to NXT here in Cleveland at the Agora Theater on Friday, March 6th.
Of course, don't forget WWE fans, Fastlane happens this weekend, this Sunday.
Yes.
You can watch it. If you don't have the WWE Network yet, you can sign up and watch it for free this month. Or if you already pay like us, $9.99, it'll still be there. Great deal. And if you get the opportunity and you have the station, by all means, do yourself a favor. Watch TNA on Decimation America. Watch EC3. I've gotten to see him at AIW shows previously. Guy is a phenomenal performer. Entertaining as hell. Hopefully you're very entertained by the interview here. So it's definitely worth tuning in for. A local guy nonetheless if you're a Clevelander. So someone else to root for in a different thing other than WWE, certainly.
And we are in the fast lane.
Life in fast lane.
I just wanted to do that. To WrestleMania. And after this weekend, we will be talking all WrestleMania and maybe reliving some WrestleMania moments. Because, Steve, you and I have some...
I performed there, yeah.
What?
Oh, no, I didn't.
No, you were there.
I thought I was in a match.
You were there.
All right.
No. I will be in the match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If I do, it's a dream come true, but it's not going to happen. I'm realistic. But we'll be talking WrestleMania in the coming weeks.
It'll be in the Johnny Gargano WrestleMania at Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Yes. And we'll be giving our favorite moments of WrestleMania and really building it up. And like I said, NXT coming to Cleveland. So a busy next few weeks here on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. Make sure to download our shows. Go back. Our interview with Jerry the King Lawler. Our first one with EC3. Johnny Gargano.
Seth Rollins.
Our biggest
internet sensation.
Yeah. a lot of great shows. So go back and download, and also go to clesound.com for all the other shows on our network, and support CLE Sound Radio Network here in Cleveland. We're doing some big things here, and like I said, we're going to be busy next few weeks. So we appreciate you downloading. Steve, any final thoughts, buddy?
No, nothing for me. I'm really excited for everything this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm excited for AIW. I am excited finally for a WWE pay-per-view. It's been a little while, aside from going to TLC Live.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is a good weekend.
It's going to be an awesome weekend, and we'll see you guys next week on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.